livid over the governor's plan here to pardon. And also, when you talk about rapists and pedophiles, he's talking about giving voting rights back to these people.
Yeah, just coincidentally, as we're heading into a big gubernatorial race and perhaps a presidential race down the road, the information I have is this was done through, first of all, an executive order by the governor, bypassing, again, any involvement or any, input from the legislature, which is one of my objections to it. It never got the review that it should have, but the initial information was there are about 35,000 of these folks in the state, and that report was released in mid-April, so I'm sure that number has increased. It's a nice little group of people that may feel they're beholden to this governor, shall we say, for this. So I think this cuts in a lot of ways. The other thing is, I think it discounts the victims and the victims' families' feelings. It's basically saying, well, you made a mistake, life goes on. Again, we talk about the evolution of the media. I mean, our society's evolved to that point. Well, you can do these things, but we don't hold it against you for your whole life.
I will tell you, the people that he's pardoning, and there's about maybe 10 or a dozen, somewhere in there, these are because they'd be sent out of the country. So he is offering a pardon to them. I did not know the governor could pardon someone, but I guess in the same way the president can, the governor can. But these are people that have over the years and years ago had committed really minor crimes. There's a grandmother and a grandfather in there that are being quoted. So I'm not sure these are dangerous people necessarily. However, the voting rights, these are pedophiles and rapists and people who've committed really bad crimes.
And exactly right. And again, if it had the vetting that it should have had through the legislature, some of these things would have come to the forefront, and maybe it wouldn't have happened, or maybe there could have been some changes made to this so that it was applied a little more fairly and equally across the board.
Yeah. What is the what's the solution here? He gets to do it though, right? I mean, there's no stopping him.
Well, apparently not, and it's kind of interesting that it happens just as we're packing up to leave Albany. When we're there and in session, there's more of a solidarity among the legislators. We're there. Now we're spread out all over the state. We call each other once in a while, but it's not the same political force that it would have been had we given this some consideration in Albany as legislators.
And wouldn't you say this fits right into the I'm being drawn to the left wheelhouse? I'm being drawn by Cynthia Nixon to the left here. I've got to do something to make it look like I can get those New York City votes from the left?
Absolutely, and that's another of my concerns. A report comes from the health department, well, we need to legalize marijuana. Well, we're afraid with Kavanaugh that there'll be changes to Roe v. Wade. We need to, quote, codify Roe v. Wade. And meanwhile, they slip in a little language change that would make New York's abortion laws the most liberal in the country. We are definitely on a sharp slope to the left in this state, and it's a real concern for me and many of my colleagues.
All right, interesting. You can criticize, but I'm not sure you can. I'm not sure you can accomplish anything with this guy. He's found his way, and he can do it quietly, even as loudly as you bark. He can kind of do it quietly and under the radar.
That is the problem. That is the problem. But we do have a solution. There is an election in November. I would remind people. I had an opportunity to spend some time with the Republican candidate, Mark Molinaro, Friday up north in St. Lawrence, and I think he's a great individual, and I think he offers a real clear alternative and can change the direction that the state seems hell-bent on.
Tim in Utica, quickly, go ahead, Tim, you're on the radio.
Yes, I just wanted to point out that under the law, convicted felons can vote in New York State. You're not supposed to be able to vote if you are currently on parole or probation for a felony. That's what the governor wants to change or has changed by executive order. I also like to point out, I'm not a sex offender, but I am a convicted felon. Now, I'm now in my 50s. And I'm a Ron Paul type of conservative. So I don't vote liberal, and I'm not going to vote for the governor. I sure as heck ain't voting for this governor again. So there's an assumption by right-wingers that all convicted felons are liberal or going to vote left-wing, which is not true.
Yeah, I think I think what he's trying to point out is he believes the governor's doing it in hopes that he will get those votes.
Yeah, the idea is
not
that all criminals are Democrats or liberals or something. It's just that by restoring that right, you would be more prone to vote Democrat or liberal.
Because he gave you the right to do it.
Yeah.
And Tim, I mean, you're living proof of somebody that has gone through the corrections system, and you had some difficulties, but you pulled out of that, and you're a productive member of society.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Tim, for the update. Tim had talked to us about what happened to him years ago, so we appreciate it. Tim, thanks for the call.
All righty. Thank you.
We'll break and come back here